प्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, mind, all the sensory and motor organs become strong, perfected, efficient. All is verily the one without second, blissful, luminous reality. Let me never deny this truth of oneness. May the truth never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience this truth in our life be with me. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us feel our divine self. Each of us is divine in essence. Let us feel this indwelling essence in us as a spark of light in our heart. Let us concentrate on that. As I concentrate on it, I see this light expanding and swallowing in it my body and mind. And with that, I see it has swallowed the whole universe, all time and space has been swallowed. In this one all-pervading, luminous and blissful existence itself. This is the abode of supreme bliss. Here is the eternal rest. Ultimate peace. Om. Peace. 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 So, dear friends, let us begin this 18th class on Svetasvatara Upanisad with our usual chant. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we attain strength together. May our study make us illumined. May there be no dislike between us. Om, peace, peace, peace. So this peace chant also illustrates the goal. The idea in the peace chants has always been to make our mind, before we actually begin the study, prone to receive what is being given by the sages. The message of sages is for illumining our lives, not to just titillate our brains, but to bring illumination to our awareness and thereby to our life. So, as we chanted, it is the togetherness is what is emphasized in this, that let us feel this togetherness is a step for oneness. When we feel together, then we feel one, that we exist together as it were. We are one entity. So, like we are a family, we are together. So, we are a nation, we are together, and so forth. So, this togetherness and the illumination that these teachings give us, let our life be illumined by that. It is, this is the prayer. So, let us now begin this new chapter. But before we begin the new chapter, let us see what has been studied so far. It is, you must have seen when you all use computers these days. So when you install some new program, then the system has to be rebooted. It has to get that new program integrated with all that is already there on the machine. So the system needs to be rebooted. It is even sometimes it happens automatically. You have to tell it not to make it happen automatically. Otherwise, the class is going on and the Android system on this suddenly decides to reboot, and then everything will be thrown off. So therefore, it has to be disabled. No, don't reboot it automatically. So, and similarly, we are now going into the third chapter, so the system needs to be restarted. And let us see, therefore, what in gist we have been studying. This Upanishad brings up, like all Upanishads, the fundamental questions that one has to face in life. That who am I? This is what this verse says. Hari Om. Hari Om is the invoking of the divine. That everything is this one reality, denoted by Om. And Hari is, in a way, it is that divine name. Hari is a name of God in Hindus, but what it etymologically means is that it absorbs everything. That is Hari, the one who takes everything unto himself or oneself. That is Hari. So it is Kim karanam brahma kutasma jata brahmavadino vadanti. Those who are desirous of realizing the ultimate truth, they are called Brahmavadins. There are Jagadvadins. Jagat means this world, and Brahman means God. So Jagadvadins are busy thinking about this world, how this world is, how shall we, have our political system, how shall we have the markets, how our economy will increase better, and how the world will be peaceful, and so forth. And there are always conflicts, because these are the things where no two opinions are, agreed upon. All conflicts. It is all want peace. There is nobody who says, no, I don't want peace. But the idea of peace of one person differs from the idea of peace of another person. Some say that, well, this regime has to be changed for bringing peace. Some say differently. Some say that, well, let there be one religion for everybody, so there will be no conflicts at all. Somebody said, no, variety is the spice of life. We need variety, and so forth. So the idea of peace is not uniform for all. It is therefore a question, where is all this world, where from the ultimate truth behind all these conflicting experiences and opinions and thoughts that we get? It is always conflicts here. Whether this is true or that is true. Even in the world of science, the conflicts are not completely resolved. It is better than the just non-scientific and whimsical ideas. The scientific world has more unanimity. But still, there too you have the difference of opinions and ideas. So, we see here, therefore, they are not thinking about this world. But this world, anyway, they feel that it is an appearance. There is something that is the truth behind these appearances. And so they are called Brahmavadins, those who are looking for the ultimate truth. It is, these are all appearances, and science correlates these appearances. That is the job of science. But the job of this spiritual science is to find out the truth, of which all these are secondary manifestations. So this is they are called Brahmavadins. Those who are interested in the ultimate truth, and not in these who wins Super Bowl or who comes to power. That is not matter of their interest. It is the interest is what is the ultimate truth. I don't care for these unreal things. It is, we wouldn't care if we get even as little sense that this is unreal. We won't care for it. It is only because we think that this is real. We keep on dabbling in it. The moment we realize that it is unreal, we do not actually want to do anything about it. It is like you see a movie, and then in movie there is some very tragic incident, and lot of people are shedding tears, and sitting on your chair you may also shed tears, getting identified with that. But still you know that it is only there in the screen. You do not go to get up from your seat to console those people there. And no, because you know that it is not real. If we see that this world is not real, our life will be very different. And we will not be too interested in running after the riches here. And that is what Jesus says in the Sermon on the Mount, that this is the world that comes and goes. It is the treasures in the heaven and the treasures in this world. Once you get this sense of treasures in the heaven, then these treasures are meaningless. So these are those who are praying for the reality. And where from all this comes, we'll read the translation. We have studied this verse a few times. Students of Brahman, that is the Vedas, discuss among themselves what is the cause. Is it Brahman? Whence are we born? Why do we live? Where is our final rest? Under whose orders are we, who know the Brahman, subjected to the law of happiness and misery? Yeah, all these very difficult to get answers of. Why somebody is rolling in luxuries, why somebody even doesn't have a roof on his or her head. Why is this disparity? It is, and we, those conscientious people, come forward to condemn it. That no, let us together, let us fight this disparity in the society. Very good idea. But they soon realize that just shouting about it is not going to bring it. So, why is this? The problem with this disparity is that without it, the world is not existing. So, if we do not want disparity, we have to have no world, because world sustains on it. You can think about it, but it is impossible to have world in which everybody will be getting the same thing. Everybody will be equally happy, everybody will be equally miserable, everybody will be equal. There is no world then. What it means actually, if you go take this idea to its logical conclusion, our Charlie is very much interested into bringing, everybody should be equal. Fine, all should be equal. But then you have to accept this logical conclusion that there is then no world. You are a very good thinker, so you can think about it, that there is no possibility of world. So that is why these intelligent people, they have thought about it, and they are wondering, that where is this division of somebody is happy, somebody is suffering. The one who is happy is also happy at one moment and not happy at another moment. It is also, we think somebody, that other person is happy, not me. Why am I unhappy while all others around me are so happy? One gentleman was arguing with me just a few days back. He was very sad and depressed. That why, I see my neighbors, my relatives, they are so happy. They have a very successful career, a very good family, they have their children and grandchildren, and look at why that God has given me such a wretched way of living. And it is so. I said, well, talk to them. You will see that they all have their other reasons of being unhappy. You have your reason of being unhappy. There is nobody in the world who is really happy. So, this is the question: who gives happiness? Who gives suffering? Why? On what basis are they being distributed? So, this is how these questions go. Then there are the causes which are discussed and ultimately found that it is not really, none of them are really the causes. Kala svabhavo niyatir yadricha bhutani yone purusha iti chintya संयोग एषाम न तो आत्मभावात् आत्माप्यनीशः सुख दुःख हेतोः. That it says, should time or nature or necessity or chance or the elements be regarded as the cause, or he who is called the Purusha, the living self, is that the cause? The cause cannot be the combination of these entities. If they are not causes, then their combination also wouldn't be cause. Since there is a living self, Atman, for whose sake the combination has been made. Yet neither is the Atman the cause, for it is in turn dependent upon good and evil. So, all these relative causes, they have pondered, the sages who are now really looking for the satisfactory answer, and they rejected these to be the causes. They cannot be. And then therefore they came to the answer, but through a very different process, not by what we call thinking, but by meditating. Te dhyana yoganugata pashyan devatma shaktim swagunair nigudham yak karanani nikhilani tane kalatma yuktane adhitishtatyekah. So through meditation they discovered the answer. We had seen the meaning of this word meditation in this context. Practicing the method of meditation, they realize that that being who is the God of religion, the self of philosophy, and the energy of science, who exist as the self-luminous power in everyone, who is the source of intellect, emotions, and will, who is the one without a second, who presides over all the causes uh, enumerated above, beginning with time and ending with the individual soul, and who had been incomprehensible because of the limitations of their own intellect. So, this therefore is to be found only through meditation. And meditation should not be understood here in a restricted sense, that just sitting in a Buddha posture and then, then I will see that. And that is not necessarily the idea of meditation. Meditation, sitting in a proper posture is important. Like when you sit at in the car to drive the car, you get into the car, so you adjust your seat first. Whether like when Joan, if she takes my this thing, the van, then because she is much taller than I am, so she has to make the seat, pull back. So now she says, okay. But then just pulling the seat and making seat right is not driving, it is, she will just sit there. So just having a nice posture to sit doesn't mean that there is any meditation going on. It is necessary, but not sufficient. What is the essence of meditation? It is transcendence. We have a very unique faculty. Human beings are gifted with this unique faculty that they can study themselves, their own processes. The mind can reflect upon itself. This is a unique power. Many biologists have studied this and then found that no other creature is capable of doing this except human being, that it has that unique capability of reflecting on one's own mind. So that is meditation. And then that means you have to transcend your these instruments like body, mind, senses, and so forth. And then you come to see a great truth. It is the body, the sensory organs and mind. This is, like seeing through the kaleidoscope. Have you seen kaleidoscope? Huh? Have you seen Kaleidoscope? No? Very nice, It is interesting. Children hold it for hours. They keep on seeing through it, rotating. Every time they wonder, wow, hey, this is the best scene. It looks such an infinite variety of colorful things. And then you shift it, you can make infinitely many combinations. Now, how many combinations are there? Who arranges them? What is the source? All these questions can never be answered if you are glued to that, seeing all that is the wonderful combinations and infinite variety that comes from it. But the transcendence or the meditation is looking at what is there, not through that, but opening it and seeing that there are just a few glass beads that are there. It is in India because many women, they put on those bangles, colorful glass bangles, and they break. Then those pieces of those bangles are used for this. That is how I used to make it from those pieces, and you keep on rotating and you see such variety there. So this is but when you open and see, now you are transcending, and you see, well, all that was just the manifestation of these few glass beads. So we see when we, all this is like the Kaleidoscope show. It is not real at all. The reality is only this one truth, and that is meditation, to go beyond these sensory appearances. And we see the time and space vanishes, the multiplicity vanishes. You merge into that oneness. This is a matter of experience which, when one learns to meditate, gradually one arrives at that. It is, meditation is transcending the kaleidoscope of body, sense organs, mind, and so forth. Kaleidoscope, since why I mentioned three here, is kaleidoscope is made with the three strips of mirrors, and they are tied together as a triangle. It is a triangular cylinder that is made with these three mirrors. Very interesting. And then you see that it is, has anybody made it? No? You have made it. Yeah, anybody else? Yeah, you can try, Charlie, making this. In our schools they used to teach us how to make it. You. No, 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 no. You have to make yourself, then you will understand. Did you make it, Jitendra? Yeah, in our schools we were taught how to make it. So it is very interesting. So you know that it is nothing but looks infinite variety. So this is the process of meditation. Now, when we see this truth through meditation, now the question of realizing it, intensifying the meditation, it is here that we begin now the third chapter. In the second chapter, we had seen the processes of this meditative practices, how to control our senses, etc. That it is shown that this world is incomprehensible as such. Two very prominent examples were or illustrations were given in the first chapter. One is a complex wheel, with so many spokes and so many wheels within wheels, and how it is rotating. So this world is like that. It is a big wheel with so many different types of spokes to it, and then different combination spokes and counter spokes. The nice description was there, a very complex wheel. And another example given was a mighty big river in spate, and we are caught in that river current and trying to somehow get to the shore safe. So it is a river with five torrential currents that are going, and then there are also many these crocodiles and deep those what is it called, uh, the deep holes in it. Uh, Whirlpools, you are right. There are the whirlpools. Thank you. So there are so many whirlpools, and in that we are caught. So, how to escape? Well, uh, meditate. The techniques have been given that Brahmodupena pratareta vidwan. What a beautiful line at the end of the first chapter, that hold on to this canoe, get into this canoe of the awareness of Brahman, and then you will be able to get ferried across. So, after that discussion on meditation and various ways of practicing it, now we come to a very important idea in the third chapter, and that is about devotion. It is all this can be done if we love it. Very difficult things also become easy if we love it. As the saying goes in the popular parlors also, love conquers everything. When a boy and a girl want to, get united, they find that these are the difficulties. Our families are not agreeing, and then financial situations are not right. Then there are other difficulties. But then at that time, that in the enthusiasm of youth and love, they say, love can conquer everything. Oh, these minor things, let there be love. We are loving each other so much, and so the love will be able to conquer everything. Love conquers everything. In the world, it doesn't get to conquer everything because it is not really love. It is only appearance of love there. But if we develop love, the idea is if we develop love, then all these problems can be conquered. Because we sit for meditation, but it's very difficult. Many times it happens, that the mind goes here, there, everywhere, and we are sitting in the Buddha posture, but then the mind is wandering everywhere. Sometimes while sitting in meditation, I start hearing a sound. The fellow has fallen asleep, you see. It is so. It is not easy to meditate. It is, even when we like to meditate, if that mind is stubborn, it doesn't want to go to things that it doesn't like. So we have to generate love to it. And therefore, with that love, everything becomes then smooth. We can meditate. Love automatically brings meditation. Last class I was giving the example that if one is meditating on God, wants to take away the mind from all the worldly things, but then remembers my son, that person meditating thinks my son. And then the meditation starts happening on my son. Why? Because there the love is there, and therefore the mind automatically goes there. You want to concentrate on God, but then if if you love smoking, then it goes on smoking because you love it. That is how whatever you love, the mind goes there. It is somebody loves cat, so the mind goes to cat. How my cat is doing today, and when I am here, what the fellow is doing, and so forth. So it is. So you meditate on the cat. You see, it is not that. So therefore, whatever you love, the mind goes automatically there. The point is this. So therefore it is important to cultivate love for God. And how do we cultivate love for God? It is, see, through association. First learn that God is everything. Try to tell it to yourself again and again that all I have, all that is around me, all that I like is all supplied by God. God is the supreme power. God is the supreme happiness. And so, that is everything. When you see this, then the love starts going to God. If I see that somebody is my benefactor, has done so much good to me, the mind goes to that person. I start loving that person. See, he or she did so much for me. I was going to be just devastated, but that person came and helped me out. So I get that feeling of love, indebtedness, love, connection. You form a connection. You start loving that being. So, uh, think of that about God. See that God is everywhere. We are caught by God. We are caught in this net thrown by God like a fish. This is the analogy given in this. य एको जालवान ईशत ईशनेभिः सर्वान् लोकान् ईशत ईशनेभिः य एवैकैक उद्भवे सम्भवे च य एतद्विदु अमृतास्ते भवन्ति. It is the self-same one who exists alone at the time of creation and dissolution of the universe that assumes manifold powers and appears as the divine Lord by virtue of his inscrutable power of Maya. He is that protects all the worlds and controls all the various forces working therein. Those who realize this being become immortal. This translation has given the gist of the idea, but has not literally translated one important word, and that is Jalavan. Jal is the net, and Jal means net, and we are all caught in that net of divine. It is this, we are caught, we are bound. Do we not see that we are bound here? We see, although there is always the feeling of being free. This is one very important contradictions that we can easily fathom. I mean, we can feel for sure that I am free. I like to be free. What I am free and I like to be free. What does it indicate? I am not free. What is meaning of I like to be free means I am right now not free. It is I am tormented by so many counter forces that restrict me, restrain me, and so I am not free, although freedom is my true nature. I am caught in this world. It is a very important thing that one should realize that I am not free. I want to be free, for sure. Everybody wants to be free. Am I free? No, I am not free. My senses, my body, everything is putting limitations on me. Sometimes I feel I don't have enough money. Had I had enough money, I would be free. No, it is not. Look at the rich people, they have enough money. And they are not free either. In fact, they are more bound at times. They have to not only protect themselves, they have to protect now their wealth also. In a way, a penniless person is less bound because doesn't need to, protect one's money. Well, there is nothing to protect. That bondage is less. If you have lot, then you have to use it, keep on thinking about it. So it keeps on whirling you around. So everybody is bound here. And who binds us? Who is holding this net? It is like a fisherman putting a big net. Imagine, you see in the slide that net is there, and fish getting caught in it. So now it is, if the net is very big, the fish sometimes even do not feel that they have been caught. And they feel, okay, this is nice, water is there, we can see, yes, those others, they are caught maybe, but I am free, let me make a nice home in this net here. So they are not being caught. Sri Ramakrishna describes the four levels of beings. It is comparing with the set of these four levels of fish caught in the net. Some are even not aware that they are caught and bound. They feel, wow, they are so good, so nice here. They have something to survive by. They can, in fact, carry on everything there, and not being aware that in a short time they are going to be pulled out and they will die. They are just on the block. Only the chopper has not fallen on their head, that's all. We are all like that, we mourn, oh, this fellow passed away, so good that fellow was. It is only when that fellow is passed away, and then we remember that how nice that person was, at least for telling at the obituary. It is, one Swami was going to give talk here, and I was telling that audience that how that Swami did so many good things and all that. And he said, reserve all that for my obituary, you see. It is, don't tell, I am still alive. So, it is, so we do not see that there is the death for us also. That fellow has died, but okay, I am going to survive. It is, who knows when is anybody's number, when the turn is going to come, who is the next in line, we don't know at all, because the lines are very complex here. We say, oh, this fellow, has a terminal cancer, may not be living for more than 3 months, It is all that. I had gone to see a Swami, and that is about 8 years ago, that he was on the deathbed, declared by the doctors that he won't be able to live for more than 2 to 4 weeks. His cancer is now of the 4th stage. So that Swami, he said, okay, if I am going to die, I don't want to die in the hospital, take me. He was in Berkeley, so he was brought to our center back in Berkeley, and he is still alive, and running about, giving lectures and traveling to India, here, there, everywhere. So you never know. It is that how will a person die? Maybe the doctor who told might have died. Who knows? I am not saying that he died. I don't know. But might happen, who knows? it is what will happen, It is anybody who thinks that, well, I am safe, that fellow is in the clutches of the death. Maybe I would be the first. That fellow may not die by that. Who knows? It is impossible. One may think that I am very healthy. How long does it take to get a heart attack? Even if you take all precautions, even if you go by all the prescriptions that our Vishwanath will give you, still it is no guarantee that you will not die next moment. It is but most of us do not think that we are going to die. We feel that this world is nice, only this my neighbors are not so good. If I need my space here, so all that. So in the net, we want to make our tiny bit of space a little bigger. And then get more delicious food in the net. It is all that we are busy in that, not aware that we are caught and the job is to get free. How can we get free? This sense doesn't dawn upon us even when people grow very old. Still, this sense doesn't dawn that the only thing to be done, what, Charlie, is to get out of this net, transcend this. We are caught here. That is the answer given by the great, very pious king to a demigod that had caught all his brothers and killed them. That section comes in the great epic Mahabharata. It is known as Questions of Yaksha. Questions of this celestial or demigod to this king. And one of those questions was, what is the biggest wonder in this world? Kimascharyam. And this king replies, ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yama mandiram shesha sthiratvam icchanti kimascharyamatah param. Every moment we see creatures dying around us, and yet we think we are not going to die. What is more wonderful, what is more astonishing than this? This is the most astonishing, surprising fact of life. What can be more surprising? This is that. So Sri Ramakrishna said these are the first level. They are not even aware that they are bound. They feel they are nice. Most people are like that. They think, well, there are problems in the world, but just what is that movement that was there? Charlie, you were a part of that. Occupy. Occupy. So, if we take this occupy for a longer time, then everything will be hunky dory. It is if we change the regime, things will be wonderful. If a little bit, some more scientific discoveries. It is when I was going somewhere and there was a big parking problem. Oh, then I told somebody sitting with me that you engineers, you should develop a model of car now, which while we drive, you can expand it, unfold it, we get, and after that it should be able to fold, you see. The whole car should be a folding car, like we have the folding bags and all that folding. So the cars should be folding, and then the world will be very nice. That is our idea. That the getting out of this net is not thought of. Then there are the next level, who understand that they are in the bondage, but are not making a concerted effort to get out of it. Then there is the third one, that who make effort. They try to find out where are these holes. Since I got into it, there must be a way to get out also. Let me find out where is the way to get out of this net. And thus, and they ask those who have gone out, they are the teachers, the gurus, that hey, how to get out? And a compassionate teacher like Sri Ramakrishna shows, see, you can get out from here. See, I get in and I get out. See, uh, then a person understands and then follows, okay, here I can get through this hole and become free. It is that is the guru, the teacher, the incarnation of God, therefore he is the world teacher, that shows that look here, I am going out. See, I am coming in again. So this hole is there if you want to get out. And thus, some of those who are trying, a few of them get out. So this is the fourth category. And there is another one he described, that those who never get caught. They see the net from a distance and then run away. They don't get caught at all. So, like that, there are the different varieties. So, uh, this God has put this net. We do not know all the net at all. Knowing the net is not given to us, except that we know that there is this bondage, this net. By what thread the net is made, how big are the holes, that is not for us to know. It is, therefore, the problem is very, very intense. It is only by meditating or thinking about the God that God has all the controls. When to pull out, which fish to kill first, which to kill next, what fish is to be fed more, what is to be fed less. All the controls, everything is sa eko, and that is one without second. The word one here is not the one like amongst many, but the one that envelops all of them. I took yesterday uh, these some dollar bills to pay a bill. So dollar notes were there, 25 of them. So when I went there, all the 25 were in one packet, one envelope. So the envelopes were not two, one, but the inside the notes were 25. So the envelope's oneness was not the oneness of one of those notes. It is that envelope contained all this variety of notes. So all this variety, 1, 2, 3, all arithmetic, all is contained in that supreme transcendent oneness. So that is sa ekah, and that is the controller, Jalavan. This word is very beautiful word, Jalavan. Means I will not get into the etymological details, but interesting fact is, in Sanskrit there is this particular suffix which is used to show something belongs to somebody. So the net belongs to somebody. but not that it is, this is used in a very particular way when to show that that person really is owning a lot of it. Uh, it is like saying, a moneyed man. In English also such phrases are there. This is a moneyed person. Now even a beggar on the street may have a penny. Can you call that person a moneyed man? No, no, well, it is only some Bill Gates or some such people, they would be, the huge money is there. So that is the enormity is indicated. So this Jalavan means that that person is ever with this great net. This God and that net, they are inseparable. It is, they are together. It is whose net, who made the net? Well, that itself is net. It is, nobody separately made it. It is, so this is the idea. Then there is the next verse, we shall see that in our next class. It is Eko Rudraha. Again, the essence of this one without second governor of this universe. We shall take it up in our next class. We shall meditate for a few seconds, and then if in case you have a question, please feel free to ask. Yes, please. Yes, Charlie.
One of the slides said that the Atman is dependent on good and evil. I thought the Atman is above everything.
Well, yeah, that is there. What is meant is that it is the individual soul. Therefore, the translation later on says individual soul there. That is buffeted by pleasures and pains. So you are correct there that it is the same word gets used in that, but has different connotations. So let us conclude with the closing prayers. Oh, today the peace chant is not included, but okay, so join. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. As you know, this Sunday, Chet will be speaking, giving the Sunday lecture. So please try to come. And there will be a retreat coming up on March 23rd to be given by Swami Atmarupananda from Houston. He is a wonderful speaker and teacher. So it's a day-long retreat. So you have to register for it, and there is a small registration fee. So if you register before August, what is it, 14th? Huh? No, not March 14th. Sorry, March 14th. That is, it was an August occasion. So it is. Then it is $20. Otherwise, it will be $30 if the seats remain till then. So it is. Please try to register as soon as possible.